Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another session of Scatayan. Hope you're having a beautiful and fantastic day. You already know at Scatayan Podcast, we discuss how society affects people's behavior. I'm your guy, Toves. In today's session, we're going to take a break from discussing some of the silly things that have been going on around the world, but instead, let's look at some positive aspects of society. I'm talking about kindness. Right now, it's December, and everywhere across the globe, people are shopping, doing online shopping, or going to retail outlets or supermarket trying to get gifts for people. And some people in this period tend to volunteer or donate to charities or to war-torn countries currently, like Gaza and Ukraine and Lebanon and Syria and some parts of Africa. And if you're a man, you'll be expecting to get lots of Lynx Africa or Nivea shower gel in this period. But jokes aside, December seems to be the month of kindness. And kindness is one of those words that we hear all the time, right? Because if you think about it on a larger scale, what makes an entire country kind? That is a whole different level of kindness. I'm talking about how kindness isn't just about helping people cross the street or saying thank you, but how it shows up in social systems and laws and culture and even the economy. I'm joking. Mostly how it shows up in culture and law and in the systems. That's what we're talking about. And I'll also be sharing a list of the kindest countries in the world. So hang on a little longer, because at the end of this session, you might just start seeing your own community or your own country through a new lens. And hey, you might even be inspired to spread a little more kindness yourself. And before we delve into all of this, as usual, I don't say this enough. Thank you to everyone that streams. Thank you to everyone that likes. Thank you to everyone that shares. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to like this episode if you have the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, please press the like button. Subscribe or follow the podcast. And leave your own comments in the comment section if there is one, or DM me on social media. I'm happy to have a conversation. Okay, so let's scatter the yarns of kindness together. A quick reminder of the main question of this pod: what makes a society or a country the kindest? Is a kind society a society where people smile at you on the streets, or is it a society where they make sure everyone has a street to walk on? Is a kind society a society where your country steps up during a crisis? Like, for example, the recent hurricane in Florida in the last couple of days or weeks, or the flooding in Valencia, Spain, or the droughts in Zambia and Zimbabwe. Is it when your country step up in crisis like that? Or is kindness maybe how your country looks after the vulnerable, the mentally and physically challenged, the homeless people, etc.? But whichever your answer is, kindness means different things to different people. And one thing is for sure: different societies have different requirements for kindness. If we look back in history, for example, Southern Africa, there is a philosophy called Ubuntu, which means I am because we are. In other words, your well-being is tied to mine and mine to yours. That is a society rooted in kindness. But on the other hand, on the flip side, if you think about modern and highly individualistic societies like the USA, where pull yourself up by the bootstrap is practically a national mantra, even there, kindness shows up in other ways like charitable giving or community volunteering. So what do you think? Does your own society lean towards more collective kindness or individual acts of generosity? While you're thinking about it, let me share real quick the list of the kindest countries in the world according to CAFonline.com. CAF, I'm not talking about the African Football Federation, I'm talking about Charities Aid Foundation.com. So let me share the screen for those that are watching on YouTube and those listening on audio platform. I'm going to read out some of the key takes from the site. So they tag their document World Giving Index 2024, Global Trends in Generosity. So they are looking at kindness and generosity from the point of view of giving. This is 2024. And before you ask how did they measure and gather and calculate this kindness, they surveyed over 1,400 people across over 140 countries. That is how they got their figures, okay? But I'm not here to review or critique their work. Let's go straight into it. Now, they measure generosity or kindness on 3 major factors: people helping strangers, people that donated money, and people who volunteered time. So, countries rated by helping a stranger, countries rated by donating money, countries rated by volunteered time. Those are the 3 major categories. In the top 10 in terms of helping a stranger, Kenya is the number 1, is the top, followed by Bangladesh, followed by Nigeria, yes, get in, followed by Liberia, Senegal, Sierra Leone, the Gambia, Ukraine, Malawi, and Niger. Right. A lot of those countries are developing, and Ukraine in crisis right now, so they're also in this category, which is quite interesting. Whereas the bottom 10 on helping a stranger is Serbia, Switzerland, Slovakia, Kazakhstan, Croatia, Lithuania, France, Cambodia, Japan, and Poland. The top 10 countries in terms of donation of money: Indonesia, number 1, followed by Myanmar, Malta, Iceland, Singapore, Ukraine, United Kingdom, whoop whoop, Thailand, Ireland, whoop whoop, and Norway. Okay, those are the top 10. Interesting, again, they seem to be like the top developing countries, maybe not Malta, but Indonesia, Myanmar. You would think that their economy and per capita, income per capita is not that high compared to like Iceland, for example, but they're in the top 10. And the bottom 10 were Jordan, Mali, Togo, Zimbabwe, Afghanistan, Egypt, Tunisia, Yemen, Georgia, and Botswana. In terms of volunteered time, top 10 countries in terms of volunteered time, we have Indonesia, Liberia, Nigeria again, whoop whoop, Kenya, Philippines, Tajikistan, one of those countries that I forget to exist until I see it, the Gambia, Guinea, Sri Lanka, and India. And the bottom 10 were North Macedonia, Kosovo, Lebanon, Poland, Jordan, Serbia, Cambodia, Romania, Bulgaria, and Egypt. Okay, again, you can find this information on cafonline.org in their WGI 2024 report, so World Giving Index report. A quick question: do you think these are the best ways to define or to assess a country's kindness? By how they help stranger, by how much they donate money, and how much they volunteer their time? On the surface, I can say yes, I agree to it, but if you don't agree, why would you disagree, and which country do you think is the kindest country in the world, and why? Please let us know in the comment section below, or you can DM me on my social media at Dr. Toves Corner on Instagram, Facebook, and X, and at It's Dr. Toves Corner on TikTok. It's a small following at the moment, don't be shocked, but please send me your DM. I would like to hear your thoughts and obviously discuss with you as well. Looking at overall the World Giving Index ranking, the overall World Giving Index ranking according to them, I just read the top 20, okay? Just for those listening via audio, you have Indonesia in number 1, they rank number 1. You have Kenya, followed by Singapore, number 3, the Gambia, number 4, Nigeria, number 5, United States of America, number 6, which is quite interesting because in the top 10 of those 3, you didn't find them, but overall, they are number 6. Number 7, Ukraine. Number 8, Australia. Number 9 is United Arab Emirates. Number 10 is Malta. Number 11, Canada. Number 12, Liberia. Number 13, Guinea. 14 is Thailand. 15, Ireland. 16, Bahrain. 17, New Zealand. 18, Kuwait. 19, Myanmar. 20, Malaysia. Let's go to top 5. 21, Norway. 22, United Kingdom. 23, Israel. 24, Iceland. And 25, Netherlands. Just wanted to squeeze in United Kingdom there as well. But yeah, those are the top 25 countries in terms of kindness, in terms of world giving overall. If you accumulate the helping a stranger, donation of money, and adults that volunteered their time. Okay, so that is the kindness index according to that organization. But I'm going to be real with you, like even in those countries where they're doing all of those things, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. Even the kindness societies face challenges, right? Like racism, inequality, political division. And these challenges also have a way of chipping away at kindness. And then there's also the rise of social media miscreants, or trolls as they prefer to be called, which sometimes feel like social media is built for anything but kindness. But we can't ignore government policies when we think about kind societies. The list I read, those kindness were based on individual acts of kindness, individual acts of giving. But we can't ignore government policies as well if we're thinking about a kind society. And it is no coincidence that the happiest nations are also some of the kindness. As they say, kind minds think alike. A country isn't just about warm smiles and random acts of kindness. It's about making sure everyone gets a fair shot. Let's look at Nordic countries like Norway and Denmark, which often tops the chart as the happiest nation on earth. They have universal healthcare, they've got free education and strong social safety net. If you imagine, imagine living in a place where you don't have to worry about bankruptcy when you get sick. That's not just good governance, that's a systemic kindness. Therefore, a kind country is a country where your government have your back, not just during election year, but every year. Not just promising, but they have your back every year. Because when it comes to creating a happy society, kindness is kind of a big deal. So here's the question for you. Do you have any suggestions on kindness policies that your own government could implement? Do you have any suggestions on kindness policies that your own government could implement? For me, I'll probably say both in Nigeria and United Kingdom, implement mental health sick days and also extend sick leave. Okay, usually it's 7 days of sick leave. Extend it, give like 2 weeks. Okay, I'm joking, but implement mental health sick days as well. But you let me know what you think in the comment section, or hit me up on social media. Right, in a kind society, people don't just lend a hand, they give you the whole arm. And another question is, what does a kind community look like? Say a kind society or a kind country like Norway and Denmark, the system is set up for kindness. You have free healthcare, all of those things. But what about a kind community? What does it look like? In Japan, for example, politeness and respect are practically built into the culture. You see it everywhere, from how people queue up at the train station to how they'll apologize even when you bump into them. But kindness is not just about etiquette. In countries like Canada or New Zealand, kindness is built into how people welcome newcomers. In fact, Canada is known for its friendly, inclusive attitude towards immigrants and refugees. If you're listening from Canada, or you've lived in Canada and you think that is not true, please let us know. But that is how the rest of us view Canada, friendly to immigrants, welcoming to immigrants and refugees. So take a second to reflect. How do we treat the strangers in our own communities? Because kindness is not just about being nice to the people we know. It's about extending that warmth to people that we don't. Also, we can't talk about kindness without talking about money. Yes, I said it. Money, money, money. You can't talk about kindness without money. But here is the truth. In societies where the gap between the rich and the poor is massive, kindness can be a lot harder to find. But we've also seen, like in Myanmar, Indonesia, Nigeria, Liberia, people are giving their time doing individual acts of kindness. But generally speaking, it's hard to find when there's high income inequality. Whereas countries like Norway and Iceland that have much lower levels of economic equality, they also rank high in happiness and kindness indexes. Let's have a quick look on that world stuff to see where they rank. Okay, Norway right here, number 21, and Iceland number 24. So they're quite high in the ranking, isn't it? Quite high in the ranking. So Iceland may have cold weather, but they've got the warmest hearts around. It's easier to be kind when everyone has got enough to get by, right? But what about if you don't have enough? Could you still be kind? As Bob Marley once asked or sang, could you be loved and beloved? Could you be loved and beloved? The funny thing is, as a child, I don't even understand, could you be loved and beloved? Even thinking about it right now as an adult, I still don't get it. Could you be loved and beloved? But let's try to break it down. Give me a few seconds and let's walk through this together and let me know if I'm wrong. Could you be loved and beloved? Could you be loved? Are you in a position to be loved? Are you open enough to be loved and be loved? That's the one. Are you in a position to be loved and be loved? Right? Mad. If you think about it from Christian point of view, they'll say dearly beloved, which means the person I love, right? So could you be loved? Are you open to be loved? And are you my love? Or is it could you be loved and feel loved? Because the beloved in Christendom will feel loved is Rastafarian. So is he talking about that as well? It's just deep, isn't it? And the lyrics also said, don't let them fool you. Don't let them school you. I'm not trying to fool you or school you. But could you be loved and beloved? Is it could you be in a position to love and also feel loved? I don't know if it's mental, but anyways, you cannot talk about kindness without love. You see, well, that's one thing that is for sure. And the real test of kindness isn't how we treat our friends, it's how we treat our enemies, both offline and online. All right, so let's round up with some would you rather question, as we like to do. I just got a couple. I may not answer some, but I'll like to hear yours. All right. First one: would you rather live in a country where kindness is measured by how it treats its citizens, or by how it treats refugees and immigrants? Would you rather live in a country where kindness is measured by how it treats its citizens, or by how it treats refugees and immigrants? Which society, which country would you rather live in? Right, I'll let you decide. Okay, next one. Would you rather live in a country where everyone says please and thank you all the time, or one where everyone helps carry each other's groceries without being asked? Again, would you rather live in a country where everyone says please and thank you all the time, or one where everyone helps carry each other's groceries without being asked? This one, depending on the country. If you're maybe in Sweden and stuff, maybe carry the groceries, right? But you don't trust people these days. The world is not yet as kind as we imagine. If everything was all equal, ceteris paribus, as they say in economics, maybe I would choose the other one, but I don't want people to take my groceries and then run away with it. You know, again, skeptical. Am I being loved? Am I open to love? Could you be loved? Thank you, Bob Marley. Okay. Next question is, would you rather receive a surprise compliment from a stranger every day, or have someone randomly pay for your meal once a week? Again, would you rather receive a surprise compliment from a stranger every day, or have someone randomly pay for your meal once a week? Based on the way my account is set up, I pay for my meal once a week. But a compliment is nice as well. But you let me know which kind of society you would rather live in. One where people compliment you every day from a stranger. Stranger compliments you. On one way, a stranger randomly pays for your meal once a week. And since it's December and Christmas is around the corner, let's do one more to grace the season. Would you rather live in a society where kindness is expressed through sharing food, or through exchanging small, thoughtful gifts? Would you rather live in a society where kindness is expressed through sharing food, or through exchanging small, thoughtful gifts? You let me know which society would you would rather live in the comments or via socials. Okay, thank you very much. You know, as they say, kindness is contagious. Guess that means we need more global outbreaks of kindness. So what is the main takeaway from today, or what are the takeaway from today? Kindness It's like Wi-Fi. When you share it, everyone stays connected. Jokes aside, kindness in a society isn't just about holding the doors open or being polite. It's about creating systems that lift people up, passing down cultural values that emphasize compassion, and making sure that kindness shows up in policies as much as in everyday life. If we want to live in a kind society, we have to be the ones who start the ripple effect. And yes, my challenge for you, what's one act of kindness you can do today in your own community? It doesn't have to be huge. Sometimes small acts are the ones that leave the biggest impact. Thank you for listening to Scatteryan today. And if the episode made you think, or if it made you feel something, then don't forget to subscribe or follow the podcast. Share with like-minded friend and press the like button. Thank you very much. And let's keep spreading kindness together. Until the next time, please check out thought-provoking on YouTube, where I give my reaction to Arsenal games. Stay safe, stay curious, question everything, be kind, be brave, and most importantly, be the kindness you want the world to see. And use your brain. SCFI.